And this will be recorded. It's the parents' meeting for the Bainbridge High School baseball 2020-2021 season for all three teams, C team, JV, and varsity. Coach Geoff Brown will lead the meeting, and it's being recorded for those of you that could not attend. You will be able to view this at your leisure.
Roll Sparty.
So maybe while Coach is talking, if we all go on mute, we would have the best audio. That would be my suggestion. But I'm going, Coach, it's up to you. Do you encourage questions throughout the meeting, or do you want people to hold the questions and then you'll do a Q&A at the end?
I figured it'd probably go faster if we saved it for the end.
Okay.
I know it's a little later, and I'm sure people are tired from work days and Zooms and all that stuff. So I figured just make it short and sweet. And then if you have questions, save them for the end. Okay.
Sounds great. So if we all go on mute, why don't we give the floor to Coach Geoff and take it away?
All right. Well, hey, for those of you that
Mary,
don't know me.
Is that me or is Mary breaking up?
I don't know.
I could hear you fine when you were talking. I just went on mute.
Sky, you good?
Scott, Natalie's on. Jump on, take yourself off and use her device if you're there together. Hi, Joffrey.
Hi.
Okay, let's all go mute and take it away. Take two.
All right. Well, those of you that don't know me, Coach Geoff Brown, head coach for the varsity team. I guess, in a sense, head of the whole program. But just welcome to Bainbridge baseball. For those of you that are new to it, we like to kind of express the program as a whole, not just three teams. This is an organization rather than three separate teams. And that's something I've wanted to express to all the boys, to all the parents. We're in this together. So I just want to welcome everyone that's part of the Bainbridge baseball program. Just to kind of get some things out there, as I know the season's kind of come up on us pretty quick, as with this whole COVID and pandemic. It's just kind of like everything's kind of last minute, unfortunately. So as of tomorrow, we start our season for the varsity club. We are playing our first home game in really, I think, almost 2 years now. And it's at 4:15 at home against Kingston. Just to kind of go over some COVID protocols, we are allowing spectators, so everyone is welcome. As I heard from Mr. Corsetti and Sarah Bullock, that they're like, we're not really policing it. Just make sure to, if you're going to attend the games, wear a mask, social distance. If you're in the same household, you can sit together, you can be together. Just kind of, do as best as you can. I know, we're all excited to get out there and watch the boys play and see all that, but just make sure we try to, stay within the guidelines as much as possible. We want to be able to keep the season going, and not have any issues on that front. At the end of the day, I'll hear it more than you guys will. And I don't necessarily want to hear it from Mr. Corsetti. So if you guys can just abide by the rules, it would help all of us coaches out a lot. I know we posted rosters officially today. The boys have known since last Thursday, but I know officially, I think it's now up on the athletic website. If not, it'll be up there at least by tomorrow. I'm trying to think anything else. With the JV teams and the C teams, we're working hard to try to get some more games. I know, being if you guys didn't know, we are playing in the Olympic League this year, which is new. This is all temporary. We'll be, as far as I know, and what Mr. Corsetti has told me, is we'll be back in Metro next year, which is where we want to be for competition, for really anything in sports, when we're talking about Bainbridge as a whole. Just to kind of go over the coaching staff, with the varsity staff, we have Ian Ritchie coming back as an assistant coach, volunteer assistant. We also have Coach Greg Mesmer coming back as well. And Coach Ricky will kind of sporadically be back. He's very busy and lives on the Seattle side. So he'll try to make it as much as he can. So he'll be back a little bit. We also have Coach Jordan Schaeger coming back as our JV head coach, as well as his dad, Burton Schaeger, will be his assistant. And then we have Coach Burton Shields for the C team. I'm trying to think. I don't know, Burton. Do you have an assistant coach?
Nope, no assistant. Well, all my players are my assistants. So I got 11 assistants.
There you go. Nice. But yeah, and then I'm trying to think. I guess we'll kind of open it, to the floor for some questions. That's kind of really what I got right now. I mean, the season's pretty short. We end April 29th is the official end date. That's our last game. And then just a couple shout outs / thank yous to Scott George, Joffrey McWilliam, Steve Todd, and Art for working their butts off on getting the field ready, helping us out with the brand new hitting turtle that's going to save us a bunch of balls, which has already come into play for us when we've gotten out there with batting practice on the field. They've been, I would say they should be getting paid for maintenance work by the district, because they've been out there, I don't even know, probably at least 60 hours. So they should be getting paid by the district by what they've done with the field. So they all made it possible for us to have a game tomorrow. And hopefully, I think the rain is done, so we should be good to go for tomorrow. But just again, thank you guys.
Who was the assistant coach for Jordan?
Burton Schaeger, his dad.
Burton. So Burton Shields is the C team coach, but Jordan's assistant coach is who?
His dad, Burton Schaeger.
Oh, okay, I thought you said the same last name. No, okay. And then the first name of another coach. Okay.
Well, hey, Geoff, I'm sure they'll be. Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, Geoff, just real quick, I'll introduce myself and then have the baseball booster board introduce themselves. So if everyone on the call, and I apologize, I'm just finished, tried to get a run in here at the gym, but my name is Scott George. I'm on the Baseball Boosters Club along with Mary, and I believe I saw Denise and Todd here as well. And Art. Am I missing anything else? That is officially, yes, I know it's been a weird year and a half.
Michelle Hobbs was on the call, and she's on the board. And I saw Lockyer on here, but I didn't see Joan. I thought it was the dad. I'm not sure, but that's your whole board. Tom.
So yeah, I speak on behalf of the. Anyways, I speak on behalf of the entire Booster Club. We're super excited for the season. I think, we for sure have spent some time out there on the field getting it ready for a good reason. I think all we want to see is our boys back on the field playing baseball again. Fingers crossed in good weather. With that being said, we need some help. So the district does not provide pregame maintenance to the field, nor do they chalk it. So if there's anybody that can assist, starting with tomorrow, I think the game, Geoff, you said at 4:15. Joffrey and I are planning on being out there around, I think, 2:30 to start doing some prep. But we want to chalk from home plate. The lines going out to the foul pole. We want to start raking and cleaning some stuff up. We've worked extremely hard on getting rid of some of the trash, but if there's any last minute things that we need to get done, we could certainly use the assistance there, just to make sure we're off to a good start this year. And then every home game will be the same format. And Geoff, I don't know if you have a time that you warm up that we could chalk the field either before or after, but I would think at least an hour before the game, we could be there to make sure everything's dialed in, the bases are on, the field's chalked. So if you have
Yeah,
time
I'd
tomorrow,
say,
we could certainly use the help.
I'll just say, yeah, I told the
Go ahead.
boys to be there at 3:15. So they usually, I mean, that's kind of pretty normal for us, is we usually get out there about an hour before. They kind of start getting their cleats on and head out to center field and do their little circle stretch. And so I would say hour before the game is a good time to have it prepped and ready to roll before we do infield outfield, which is about a half hour before the game.
Okay, so I think 2:30, 3 o'clock. We'll probably get rolling at about 2:30. So if you're available, come help. We'll string some line. We'll chalk it. There's supposed to be some chalk on the field. Joffrey, we're going to double check, make sure all the templates are there and the string lines are there, so that we can chalk it. And then we'll need some assistance moving forward for each home game with the same format. And then last thing that I'll say is that before, I'm sure there's some questions here, is just to say that we need some future help on the board. It's been a challenge last year and a half. Extremely proud of the work that this Boosters Club has done. Raising money has lagged a little bit with the pandemic. So as we move forward, and I think one deliverable that I've got is to double check our bank account and see what type of funds we have. But we've got to get back on track this year and going into next year with some fundraising, with supporting the baseball club. We've been able to do things like fix the outfield drainage, buy some clay for the mound. As Geoff mentioned, last year we purchased the hitting turtle, and I saw that in action a couple of days ago. So it saved a ton of foul balls, and the players just get more reps in. And hopefully we see that translate into more hits tomorrow. But we're able to do those things through fundraising and our efforts. And then, at the end of the year, and hopefully we get to do it this year again and get back on track, is to celebrate the seniors and to celebrate these teams. And it's something that has been a tradition for Bainbridge, just to recognize the outgoing seniors, recognize the baseball teams, and the help that we'll need in help coordinating all those efforts. And so if you feel inclined, I know myself, this will be my last year, and I only speak on behalf of myself. I'll let the rest of the boosters speak for themselves, just to let everybody know that if you could step forward and step up and offer your time this year and next year and help volunteer to be on this booster club, we'd be extremely grateful. I know the boys would do as well. So with that said, I think I'll turn it back over to Mary.
You mean to Coach Geoff? Okay, sure. I'm great at talking. I love talking.
Or Coach Geoff. Yeah.
So I'm on the Boosters board. My name is Mary Copeland. My son is Austin Copeland. He's a senior. This will be my third year, or I might have joined when he was a freshman. I don't remember. But on the board with me are Steve and Denise Todd, and they should get a chance to speak. And they've been on the board with Scott and I. And last year, just as the season was getting started, Art Tustin, Michelle Hobbs, and Joan Lockyear stepped up to join the board. And I'm hoping they are continuing with us this year, since we have a season now. And so any of the families that are on the call that have freshman or sophomore, it would be great if you reach out to us. It's not a lot of work. It won't inundate your time. It's very gratifying, and we're just here to support the boys and the coaches. So I have a couple of questions for the coach, or Scott if he knows the answer. Uniforms. I know Austin came home with a jersey today but no pants. So he said he's wearing white pants, but did we buy pants last year, or was that something we were gonna organize and then we didn't have a season, so we didn't do it? So just people might be wondering uniforms and what's going on in hats. So can you update us on that? What's being handed out?
Yeah, no, with yeah, we didn't get any pants. I just said, I know this was kind of a lot more on last year and then pandemic hit, but we're going with just plain white pants and plain gray pants for the varsity. JV, I know in the past we've kind of just gone with white pants. The JVs are actually going to be rocking our alternate navy blue jerseys that we'll be handing out tomorrow or the next day at practice. But they're going to be rocking some new uniforms this year. We decided as the varsity club that those navy blues would be good for the JV. So with varsity, like I said, we got our plain traditional whites for the home, and then we got kind of, I like to look at them as the Yankee grays for away games. So it should be looking good this year. But yeah, just plan on varsity, plain whites, plain gray pants.
And then
And what about hats?
Hats. We got a bunch of hats, I should say. So we have lots of hats. So I'm not sure. Have we charged for those in the past?
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we collected $20 for hats in the past.
that is correct. And after the players and coaches have hats, then the booster board has sold the rest to family members because they like to wear the swag to the games, grandparents, parents, siblings, etc. So as soon as you know how many hats are left, I would love to collect them and then disperse them amongst the 3 tiers of teams, if that's possible. Okay. And then I'm taking notes during this meeting. So for varsity, they have the 1 jersey. Is that correct?
2 jerseys. We got a white jersey and a gray jersey.
Okay, so the white goes with white pants for home and the gray jersey goes with gray pants for away. And then JV got a new navy jersey. And do they wear that for home and away?
Yes.
And what pants do they wear with it?
I figure they just go whites.
Okay. And what about
Jordan, is that
C team? Because I'm sending this in an email so everybody has what you want. So C team, do they have jerseys yet? And what color pants?
Yeah, so C team's wearing the same jerseys that we've been wearing for the last couple years. And pants, I put out white pants with the navy like pinstripe down the side. But white pants, plain white pants are totally fine also. And I also have for the C team, I have some old pants that I always offer. Very few people ever take me up on them.
Well, just make sure the zipper's not broken when you get it and it's not right when the game starts.
Yeah, they're a bit, they've seen some action, okay? They've got some action in them.
They have. We can also, this is something to throw out there, if there are pants that are in good condition, they're not ripped, and the zippers work and everything, the cleaning, dry cleaners that are on the island behind, right where Safeway is, they cleaned all the uniforms for us for the Stars and Stripes, and they did an amazing job, and they know how to get stains out. So we can rejuvenate these if you want, and she worked with us on a price since we're a nonprofit. I asked my questions about hats and uniforms, so the floor is open. If people have more questions, please unmute yourself. That's it? No questions?
I've got a question. Geoff, will there be a postseason? Will there be playoffs?
As of right now, we won't have a postseason. I haven't heard anything change. the way the Olympic League this year, they're basically just going off of best record wins the league. So, which is unfortunate because it's, as growing up in sports and playing for a while, you kind of you play to win and play to win something. So, but yeah, I mean, as of right now, I guess for us, we're playing just to try to go undefeated in the league and win a Olympic League championship, and get us a nice little banner to put up in the gym. So, I mean, I know I wish we were, playing in Metro and all that, but because I know I've been getting emails from the Metro League as well, just saying, they're getting chomping at the bit, but they're sounds like they're going to still do a tournament. So I wish we were doing that, but I guess, we're in Olympic League this year with the regional rules.
I'm looking on
Is
the
it-
schedule, and we have 2 games against North Kitsap, which are the 14th of April and the 16th of April. It's a Wednesday and a Friday. And do we want to create an agate cup like we did with football? I don't know how you do that if there's 2 games, but just something I'm throwing out there, and you can hype it up, and maybe it could be a fundraiser or something.
I know there's a little bit extra chip in that game from the football guys. So I think we're going to unleash some fire on them. This is what I'm hearing. So the boys they circled those 2 games on the calendars as we've been talking at practice. So we could definitely spice it up a little bit with a little something extra.
Since there are
Yeah.
spectators allowed at the games, are we, would we ask Corsetti about concessions? Because that might be against COVID rules, but I'm not sure
Yeah,
how to sell.
There's no food and
bags.
drink.
there's no food or
Okay.
drinks at the
So that
yeah,
didn't change
unfortunately.
Okay, that's what I needed to know.
Yeah, there's an email sent out earlier today with protocols for gameplay for baseball. Geoff, what's the transportation situation look like for all 3 teams?
Right now, there is none. It's basically to get to games for all 3 teams. We're looking for parents help with driving to games. Really, they could do for all 3 teams. They could have the guys picked up on buses. They just can't there's not enough bus drivers to have before game transportation. They can only get them by like 5:30, which doesn't work for our games because our games start at 4:15. So they're asking to have parents drive. Obviously, with the younger teams, with our JV and C teams, a lot of those kids can't drive yet. And for the varsity, if kids can drive, great, but they ask that they don't drive anyone else. And then parents, it's up to you guys if you want to drive, and if you're okay with driving other kids. They basically said that's fine as long as, and I believe Sarah has been sending out a waiver for parents to sign to be able to drive, I guess, other kids. So, and I think I can send it out via email to everyone else if it hasn't gotten out to everybody.
They sent it out with football, and my understanding, unless anything has changed, was the players were not allowed to drive themselves. Denise, did I understand that correctly? They weren't allowed to drive themselves for football. They didn't want the kids driving.
Yeah, thanks, Mary. So student drivers can drive themselves. They cannot drive anybody else. So if it's going to be too much of a temptation for your son to be driving and think they're going to bring some of their buddies along, then you have to make a plan for that. And because like Coach says, they cannot take any other of the players with them. So as a parent, I can take my son and some other players, and the parents of those other players do need to sign off on that waiver. So coaches, I'd appreciate if you just restate that and explain that to the boys, that they cannot drive anybody else.
Yeah, no problem. Absolutely. No, I mean, I totally agree. And yeah, let's try to be as safe as possible. And if anything, we can caravan to our games. We'll meet at the school and, drive together safely, just follow each other.
I have,
One exception to the buses is the C team that has Saturday games. We will get buses, but that's only because they're on Saturdays.
Got
I
it.
heard
Yeah,
there
I
was
gonna
buses
say,
on Fridays and Saturdays. Is that correct?
yeah, Fridays and Saturdays, I believe they can get buses to us, but the rest of the days, which I would say a lot of our JV and varsity games, I think there's only 2 weeks where we play on Fridays. And then the rest of them are Tuesday, Thursday.
Hey, real quick, Geoff, is the schedule you said is either posted or it's going to be posted tonight or tomorrow? Are all the game times going to be posted as well? So for like games in
Yeah.
Port Angeles, parents can start coordinating, if they need to take time
Yeah.
off from work.
Yeah, for sure. I know, I think Sarah might have posted it, but I know you can go on to the metroleaguewa.org website, which is where we're normally on for our schedule. And I believe our Olympic League schedule is on there if you click on Bainbridge and click on the baseball schedule.
extremely hard
just
to
for-
find, Coach. It was very hard to find, so I got the link from Sarah, and I'll include it in the email. And
Okay,
I
great.
I downloaded the varsity schedule, so when I send the email from tonight, I can look to see if the JV and the C team schedule is also posted there, and I could download those and also attach it to the email. And I am going to find that email from Sarah regarding transportation, because I was under the impression that the students could not drive. So I'm not 100% sure on that one. I know Denise is saying that she thinks they could, but I was thinking that they couldn't. And if you're saying that we're going to have buses on the way home, part of their the whole experience is the bus ride too. So after coming home from a game, being able to be on the bus on the way home. So it would be great if parents could get the kids there and then they can go home on the bus together.
Yeah, if I can just jump in. Yeah, Mary, the email today said that, kids can drive themselves, and I will put in the link that was received earlier today from Coach Jordan. It's a direct link to the schedules, and you can scan through to get the freshman and varsity and JV schedules.
Thank you. And then that was updated then from football. But things change as the phases change also. So Geoff, are you saying that at these games when we're away, like when we go to Bremerton on Thursday for the 4:15 game for varsity, that if parents or drive kids there, there will be a bus to take kids home?
I'll have to confirm with Sarah. I'll have to ask her because she's usually the one that coordinates it all. But I'll confirm with her if that's what they want. Then we can definitely get a bus back.
Hey, Brett Daniels posted the schedule in chat. If you want to click on chat, there's a link there. You can just click on it and save it.
Anybody else?
I just have one question about transportation, just that if parents are going to be coordinating amongst our teams, our sons on JV, would you prefer that we not use Remind to do that and maybe just do it through another avenue? For example, I I don't know, is it okay to use Remind to sort of coordinate rides if that's needed, or would you prefer we do it in another way?
No, you can definitely use Remind. I mean, I think that just links everybody together, and links just all three programs, just so we can all know what's going on. Just in case we, need to figure something out for random kids that might need a ride or anything like that. I can always, that's easy to be able to just kind of check, and so everyone knows that we're all good to go, or if someone else needs a ride.
Great.
Should each team have their own Remind group set up? Like one for C team, one for JV, and one for varsity?
I mean, we could do that if that makes things easier. We could definitely set that up, or if we want to just keep it all as a whole.
We have a.
We can.
Say for JV, I already sent one up, and I sent out an email this morning to all the parents and players. So as of now, I think a large majority of them have already joined that, and I'll use that to just communicate changes in practice times or locations or game cancellations, all those fun little communications that the spring weather throws at us.
I think based
I love
on
the Pacific Northwest.
Based on
Yeah,
what
C team does the same.
it should be separate. Yeah.
Okay.
Because that will get
That makes
confusing.
makes life easy.
Does somebody want to step up from JV and C team to help with communication for the two coaches? Or Jordan and Burton, are you okay with taking care
We're
of?
fine. C team's good. C team's good.
Okay, Jordan, and do you need a parent to step up to help with anything?
Not at the moment, but if I do need some help, I'll be sure to give a shout.
Coach Geoff, will you set up a Remind then for your team for varsity? And
Yeah.
will that include players and parents? Or you set it up and then we just all join?
Yeah, I'll just set it up and you guys can all join. Just as of right now, I've just been obviously communicating with the players. They got I kind of just been sending stuff through the captains, and they've kind of relayed it. But we'll set up a Remind so everyone can be involved.
Are there captains on each team?
Not that I know of. I think it's just the varsity.
Okay.
And if you want to know the captains, it's J.R. Ritchie, Owen McWilliam, Josiah George, Kai Francis, and Nate DeShriver.
Denise, do you want to talk about end of season? Since we've got parents here from all teams, we traditionally do a banquet, but we can't probably do a huge, all the club together.
Yeah, well, as everybody knows, things are changing as far as, we're having spectators now. So I think in the next few weeks, we'll be able to understand better what is going to be allowed and how we can comfortably, if not do it collectively, potentially just have it as separate team end of the year celebrations. Obviously, varsity will be recognizing their seniors this year. So we'll just send more information and we will, extend that invitation and solicit help from parents.
Is there anything else we talked about at our last boosters meeting that needs to be brought up during this one? Or did we cover it all? Scott, Denise?
I actually have a question. Are games going to be live streamed like the other sports? Coach Geoff, do you know anything about that? or Jordan or?
That yeah, that I don't know. I mean, because of the fact that we're allowing spectators, I don't necessarily know if we need to do that, but I honestly don't know.
Okay.
I know it's a little bit easier to do with like some of the, like, you know, like volleyball or football or anything like that.
Yeah.
Baseball's a little baseball's a little tougher.
It'd
You
be a
gotta
little
like
different
set up.
technically, for sure.
Yeah,
Okay, they probably aren't. Thanks.
yeah, no problem.
Yeah, Mary, I don't think so. I think the biggest thing that when we met last time was really trying to anticipate what kind of season we were going to be looking at this year, making sure that we were ready from a uniform standpoint. I mean, other than what we talked about, some of the challenges with transportation, I think we're there, and I think the teams are ready. I know they're anxious to play, and then really just, you know, figuring out the postseason and talking about some form of recognition, and like Denise said, we'll get there in a couple weeks. We'll start talking about it. We'll certainly start planning that here in the near future, and then I will get an email. I believe Mary collected all of the parent emails today to get communication out. And I'm assuming that she'll also put in a request for some help on boosters in that same email to everybody. So you have our contacts as well, if you would be so kindly to step up and help the Boosters Club. Other than that, I look forward to seeing everybody out at the baseball field. I know we've been waiting very patiently for this moment. It's come together, and I know we're all just grateful to see our boys out there playing again. So looking forward to see everyone out there.
Scott, regarding emails, I got something from Sarah Bullock this afternoon, and I do not know if it has every single email. So is there anybody on the call right now that is here because somebody forwarded the email to you? Just send me a chat if that's the case, or raise your hand. Well, you're all kind of behind, your video's turned off, so send it in the chat, please. And if there's anybody, if you saw the email list that you think is missing and you know what their email is, can you send that to me too, please?
All right.
I think on that note, I think it's I think let's get the season rolling. So
Yeah,
I just want to say thank you to all you guys, and look forward to seeing everyone out on the field. And I know us coaches have been waiting for this day for almost 2 years now, and we're ready to get out there and get rolling. And like and I know the boys. I mean, should have seen them today at practice. They were all kind of giddy. So I know they're chomping on the bit to get on the field and put that Bainbridge uniform on. So look forward to seeing you guys out there, and thank you guys for tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Take
Coach.
care. Good luck, everybody.
Have a great season. Play ball.
Party.
Thanks.
Go
guys.
Spartans.
Go Spartans.
Go Spartans.
Thank you, Joffrey, for all your help.
Hey, Mary, this is Tom. Yes, Joni is still going to participate in the board. So any boards that Joffrey, nice to see you. You can leave at any time because we're going to talk about you here in a second. And you're muted, so that's fine. That's even better. But no, if just make sure to let her know meetings and stuff that's going on for anything fundraising and the like. Just shoot her an email. She'll be ready.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell her I said thank you.
Will do. Thank you.
Have a great season. I'm just staying on for a second because I want to make sure I have all these links. So I'll be the last one to get off. If anybody has a question for me while I'm here, feel free to ask. I'm going to end the recording though.